Basketball players. I'm Darius Lemons. I'm the head strength and conditioning coach at your university. I'm here to tell you about caffeine supplementation. Right. I'm here to talk about kind of some of the benefits, the drawbacks, what type of athletes will benefit from using caffeine, the NCAA guidelines of caffeine supplementation, and also some of the recommendations that I would advise and I would give you as athletes if you are using caffeine. First off, some of the benefits. There are a lot of benefits when it comes to physical performance when taking caffeine. Basically, Gold et al. 2010 did a study that kind of expressed the relationships between caffeine and performance. Multiple studies in this review article show that caffeine supplementation can improve muscular strength and power athletes. And also another study by Juliana and Raphael and Marie in 2017 showed that caffeine supplementation can enhance muscular endurance and tolerance of fatigue. So in essence, you'll be able to train harder and get more benefit out of your training sessions with taking caffeine than you weren't before. Also, Goldstein et al. 2010 kind of suggested that endurance sports like rugby, soccer, distance running can perform at a high intensity for a longer time with a moderate dose of caffeine. And then lastly, caffeine also goes to 2010. Caffeine supplementation may be effective with cognitive development with sports related skills. So you'll be able to focus more and concentrate on have more energy to focus on those skills, such as passing, shooting, and basketball. Some of the main critical skills that you need to be a successful basketball player. So some of the disadvantages from caffeine use. If you use it the optimal use or the recommended use, you wouldn't see no health concerns or benefit or disadvantages to using it. However, the disadvantages come from long term users who basically suffer from caffeine withdrawal, and then basically Pickering and Kaylee of 2019 kind of said long term caffeine use may cause some of these symptoms, insomnia, which is lack of sleep, elevated heart rate, fatigue, muscle pain, irritability, and tremor. So basically, just watching your caffeine intake and watching how much you're taking and watching the supplements that you are taking. So, kind of some of the type of athletes that will benefit from this. Most athletes would see benefit from using caffeine. It often depends on the sport, the type of training, what you're going through, basically. And then basically, as I mentioned, the specific sports that I would advise to use this. So athletes like rugby, soccer, this is where it makes the positive benefits of caffeine use. Not saying that basketball players can't use caffeine supplementation, but it's like you could use it, but you wouldn't it wouldn't be a prolonged you wouldn't see as much benefit as these sports would. Basic NCAA guidelines on caffeine use is more of a restricted substance. It's not a banned substance. One form of caffeine is banned, which is Garena and Muscats et al. 2015 kind of discuss how it provides more of a stimulation than caffeine alone, and it can also help with low glucose levels. In essence, it will kind of provide more energy and assist that person in training and in competition. And also Matthews 2017 mentioned that Garena is also found in energy drinks, green tea extract, and other dietary supplements. So watch out for that. And also kind of the NCAA recommended guidelines is you not to see you have less than 15 micrograms per milliliter, and basically urine concentration that exceeds that amount is kind of considered illegal, and it could test positive on a drug test. So you want to monitor your use of caffeine supplementation to make sure that you don't use a lot, everything like that. And some of the recommendations also ask questions about any supplements that you want to take and see if that substance is banned or how the health effects or whatever like that. I mean, we have more knowledge to give you to benefit you. So it's basically you'll use the knowledge you wanna, but you wanna pick brains to see basically how would that substance help you in sports performance, training, everything like that. Moderate use 3 to 6 is beneficial for athletes, basically to use and also don't see no health concerns or caffeine, suffer for caffeine withdrawal. Athletes should consume caffeine supplements 15 to 30 minutes prior to physical activity, kind of to see the full effects of that caffeine that you just ingested acutely before the workout. If you feel like you need a break from caffeine supplements, it's okay. It's just okay to give your body that time to recuperate from not using that caffeine supplement. Give it about a week, 2 weeks, whatever you feel like giving it. Now go back to it. Now you won't suffer any like loss of performance or a drastic change of performance from just short term caffeine withdrawal. And then just monitor your caffeine intake and not exceeding that 15 micrograms per milliliter. And just watching the caffeine supplements that you take. And then this is all the advice I can give you that you can take and ask me about, ask questions, pick my brain. And I hope you guys have a great season. Thank you.